1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Hey listeners, welcome back to another episode. I'm Ricky.
And I'm Brittany. And we are Paper Screen. So Ricky, what have you been up to?
Ooh, I forgot we were doing this, but I have something. I saw this film at Out Film Festival. I don't know if you know it, but it's like it's a queer film festival.
Yeah.
So this film is called The Harvest, and it was made by Duamois, who was in Gran Torino. He's in this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he wrote this film too, and then but it was like his film that he wrote that he wanted to be in because he thought like after Gran Torino, like he wouldn't be able to find a role anymore. So he wrote this film, and it's like really good.
Nice.
But just without any spoilers, it's just about this guy who like goes back home to visit his family. When he gets there, his dad is there and he's like sick. So he is kind of guilt tripped by his mom for like staying, and he's like staying longer than he's like his visit is, but he ends up like having to take care of his dad. And then it kind of brought like memories back, and I was like, is this fucking play about me? Yeah, it was just like a really beautiful film, like indie film. And yeah, it just like brought me to tears just because I thought I connected with this movie like so much.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah. Anyways, that's what I've been up to. What about you, Brittany?
I put together, like 2 years ago, I bought this miniature like scene thing you put together.
Oh yeah.
And mine's like, it's like a book den. Like it's not quite a library. It looks like someone's home or something. Yeah. I finished it.
Oh, cool.
I finally like made myself sit down and do it because when I opened it and first started, I was like, what the fuck? It's like hard. It's like a lot of work. It's pretty hard. Like you're cutting so much and like
gluing and shit.
Yeah. And like not the clearest directions, and there's so many little pieces. I was trying to put together this chandelier, and the wires constantly broke. Like without me, it was like the cheapest and like so tiny you can't solder it. Anyway, I like scrapped that, but I finally finished, and I even got a little cat for it. That looks like Tiger.
Where are you gonna put it?
It's on my bookshelf, like in the bookshelves.
Oh. Yeah,
I'll have to show you a
picture.
Okay,
are your books like gonna fall on top of it?
No.
That's not a very smart place to put it.
Yes, it is.
Okay. No.
You're probably not picturing what, like, you know, like like one of the shelves on the wall. Like pretend like I took 5 books out and then put that there. It has walls. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Never mind.
Yeah.
I know what bookshelf you're talking about now.
Okay. Yeah, it was a lot of work, but it was like nice, like kind of therapeutic, or like because you're just like putting this little thing together. But it did like kind of hurt my back and stuff, like having to like constantly look down and like cut out, because there's like you put all the little books together and you have to cut out each book cover and then fold it and glue it. It's a whole thing.
You had to make all the pages for the book too.
That was part of it, but I didn't do it.
God,
I was like, I don't need
to show a few pages on the book. Like it doesn't need to flop open. I
was just like, I can't do anymore. I did it was so much paper, and there was more because you have like little frames on the walls, and so you can like cut out different pieces of art to put in them. Yeah. I mean, I think that's part of the project is like it should be. It's like when people want to do a puzzle, you don't want to like finish it in like a minute. Like you want it to be like this investment. But I think for me, I'm like, oh right, I have like no patience.
Yeah, just stick to Pokemon Go. Yeah. Catch that Ditto.
You love Ditto.
So, I guess we can get into the episode. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the spectacle of 2002, and that film is If you haven't guessed it, it's Signs, directed by M. Night Shyamalan. And the reason why we're doing this episode is because we are huge fans of this film. And also, we wanted to wrap up this season with another alien sci-fi thriller because we started with Nope, and, you know, we wanted to put everything in full circle. And
you know what? Nope. It's a lot of bad miracles. Signs.
It's a lot of good miracles.
There we go.
Yeah. And that's so funny.
I know, isn't it? When I was watching it, it like hit me and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what a coincidence, those two movies.
But I feel like Jordan Peele's like inspiration did come from Signs.
Oh, right.
I see similarities, to be honest. Because it is dealing with a family on a farm.
Yep.
But like, I think like even the alien scene in Nope, very adjacent to the birthday scene that we see in Signs. Yeah.
Sure.
You're like, sure. You're like, I don't.
No, I'm like picturing, because like as you're saying that, I'm like thinking about like Mel Gibson's character, Graham, and then thinking about OJ.
Oh.
And how they're both kind of just like, Yeah. You sound exactly like him. Are they both like just frozen in trauma, or you know what I mean? Because like he watched his dad die from like a quarter falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
And like I know his character. I'm going to stop myself before I jump into Nope, because we're not talking about that.
Yeah. Save it for the next podcast.
Yeah.
Brittany's launching a new podcast.
It's called Nope.
Back to Signs. There's going to be tons of spoilers, by the way. A little bit about this movie if you have not seen it. This film is about this widowed former reverend living with his children and his brother on this Pennsylvania farm. And mysterious crop circles like appear in their cornfield, which kind of suggests something more sinister to come.
Yeah.
It's starring Mel Gibson, Joaquin Phoenix, Abigail Breslin. This is her first film.
Yeah.
And Rory Culkin, who is
in Swarm.
Yeah, he's in Swarm. And if you've seen Scream 4, he's in that too.
Have I seen Scream 4?
Was Emma Roberts in it?
No, I've only seen like the first one and the second one, and then the one we saw like a month ago.
Oh, Brittany skipped 3 through 5.
Yep, oopsie.
Okay, so Rory Culkin, and this is written, directed by the maestro himself, M. Night Shyamalan. Okay, so what was your theater experience?
So I went with like my friends and like another group of girls that like we normally maybe didn't necessarily hang out with, and it was transformative. I had never been like that scared and like also obsessed.
Yeah.
And I loved it so much. I talked about it a lot. I like couldn't sleep anymore either, but my friends all knew I loved it, right? And I like we'd talk about the birthday party scene.
Yeah.
And then I like went to the bathroom when I saw Signs like in the theater, and then my friends were like, "Oh yeah, you miss like these really good scenes." And they tell me, and I actually went like the next night with my sister and her boyfriend because I was like, I have to go with you. I missed some scenes. I have to see them. Fucking bitches. But no, it's super. I thought it's actually like a really funny prank on me because I fucking went and I'm sitting there just like waiting. But one of the scenes they like made up was like that the alien, like it showed like a barn and it was like raining and the alien was there, but like he blended in with the mud.
Oh.
I mean, that sounds like a real scene. Like that.
No.
It's like so specific. No, they just made that out of their ass. Like just.
And you were like waiting for these scenes to happen. I'm like, wait, where's the muddy alien scene?
I know. I'm like, when is this scene happening? And then I think I texted them or something, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, you idiot!" But it was so good. I think that movie made me like really into M. Night, you know, because I like Sixth Sense, but when that came out, it was like, this movie's everything.
Same.
And it's still in my, top 5 movies.
Yeah, mine too. This was like the first movie that ever made me feel a type of way in a movie theater. I had not seen a lot of like movies in the theaters because I couldn't afford to, and I didn't have anyone to take me.
Yeah.
So like going to the theater to see Signs, can't imagine. It was like Star Wars for me.
That's so cool.
And I saw this movie when it came out, like that weekend. I went with my friends. I'll just call them Jaja and BB.
Okay.
But yeah, like this movie like terrified me because of that birthday scene and because of that hand scene, the pantry scene, and because of that other hand scene in the fucking in their charcoal shoot.
That part is so fucked.
Yeah. Oh my god, the leg scene in the
leg scene. Oh
yeah.
my god, yeah.
I never thought I would be like scared of a leg sticking out of a cornfield. Like what?
I know.
It's so good. Like,
it's so good.
The score. The score stands out.
Yeah.
Okay, James Newton Howard, who composed the film, he worked with M.Night a lot. Movies.
Sixth Sense, right?
Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, The Village.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, The Happening. But yeah, like this movie, it was like edge of your seat scary. I love it to this day. Like it is still my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Morgan, what's happening?
Dogs are barking. Woke us up.
Are you hurt?
I think God did it.
Did what, Morgan?
Do you want to know the box and budget really
Oh,
quick?
yeah. What's the budget?
Guess.
13 million.
72.
Whoa.
I know. It's like a lot more than I thought.
It was probably because they had to make the cornfields.
They didn't.
They did.
Well, they did and they didn't. I mean, they figured out a better way to grow, but that was like an agriculture school's property.
Oh.
So, you know what I mean? But they did technically, they like did something so that it would grow way faster, like 6 times faster.
Oh, I was talking about the crop circles.
Oh my God, never mind.
I was talking about the crop circles.
Oh. Okay, whatever. Okay, box office. The box office was 408 million.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. It's his second highest grossing film. Sixth Sense is number 1.
Wow. So a lot of this movie has themes like faith and religion. It's really heavy on that tone. Mm-hmm. Did you like that aspect?
Yeah, I loved it. It's like very human.
Me too. Because like we do see Graham, who's like the father of the family. He's like the man of the house.
Mm-hmm. Single parent.
Widowed. Mm-hmm. Former reverend. But like everyone in this town like still calls him like father.
Because his wife died 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So, or like something. So like it actually like it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he basically loses faith. Like the whole movie is like his journey to finding his faith again. Mm-hmm. And like all these little things in the movie kind of foreshadow that. It goes back to like the wife.
Yeah, that whole like connection in a lot of different ways. It's like woven in there. Like he had like a spiritual death essentially, which like that's like a term people use, but it's like, yeah, when you like actually question your faith and then lose it. And like I think a lot of people like in some way return to something, but it's like evolved. But yeah.
Like a Pokemon.
Like a Pokemon. Rewatching this as an adult, it's like I understand his character so much more and stuff, and like even the children.
Yeah.
But it like this whole kind of, you know, he's so devastated about his wife, he's lost faith in God. And it's like all this devastation and stuff, and it's because of like, you know, the grief. But did you ever see in Avengers when Vision says, "What is grief if not love persevering?"
Oh,
it's like this like nice quote. But anyway,
we're literally quoting Avengers.
Yeah. Whatever.
The storyline of like him being a former reverend and the whole faith storyline, I didn't catch that in the first viewing, to be honest. Like I think it was just like I didn't know much about Christianity to really connect to that storyline. To me, it was just like a really awesome alien movie.
Yeah.
Like
same, yeah.
Rewatching it again, I was like, there's like so much like deeper meaning and like so many layers.
Yeah, no, I was the same way. I definitely was like more tied into like the fear and like not really even like I knew he was like grumpy. Like that's how I remembered him, as being like kind of grumpy.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be a reverend anymore. But like, yeah, like watching it last week, I was just like, whoa, this is like really deep.
The thing is like everyone around him is like optimistic.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're trying to encourage him to get back into his faith.
Yeah, I would say as like a person who grew up going to church and stuff, like if the lead, like they're supposed to be like kind of working as a shepherd for God, you know, with like their congregation or like flock. If that person were to like, you're in a small town, like middle America or Pennsylvania or wherever they are, and you're probably only reverend within like a 50-mile radius or something, loses faith, that's gonna like cause a lot of other people to lose their faith or to question their faith, because the person who's supposed to be like, you know, really high in faith is like fuck this. So like I get like the denial the community's in. And that's like the first time he says to the sheriff lady, the first time he says in the beginning when he's like, don't call me reverend.
Yeah, he says yeah, that's don't call me father.
And her response, because he's kind of standing
like, okay,
stiff.
Father.
He's like standing stiff looking away, and she just goes, what's wrong? And he's like, I can't hear my children.
Oh yeah.
That's the dog part.
R.I.P. Houdini.
Yeah, you remembered. Hell yeah.
Okay, so my favorite scene, I like the opening scene. It's like one of my favorites because it does set up the movie in a way of like, oh, there's mystery. And then the reveal of the giant crop circle. Yeah, it's like a really great way to open the movie. And Morgan, he says to his dad, he's like, I think God did it, which is like kind of adjacent to no, because the movie opens up with that quote, Bible verse. But we're not talking about that movie. Don't get Brittany started.
How certain are you that this was a male?
Oh, I don't know any girls who could run like that.
I don't know, Meryl. I've seen some of those women on the Olympics. They can run like the wind.
This guy got on our roof in like a second. Our roof is 10 feet high.
They have women's high jumping in the Olympics. They got these Scandinavian women who can jump clean over me.
What did you like about the movie?
Oh, man. Well, all the scares are great.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing the one on the roof, the leg in the cornfield, and the video, that one just was so horrifying. I mean, but watching it again now, like I'm like the pantry scene. That's the only part when we watched it the other week. I went like yeah. And I know that, but it's still just the way it.
I mean, everyone in the theater screamed on that. Like it's like a good jump scare when they showed the alien in the video. I just love how he shot that.
Yeah.
Because it just looked so real and like authentic.
It's really effective. I was gonna say the pantry scene and like the making of. So I think they shot that scene for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I read that.
Yeah, and so like M.Night was saying like he would always have Mel do everything really slow and robotically because, you know, he's like not only is his character Ben kind of that way, but this is like a big, like he's in his, you know, his wife's like killer's house with an alien. You know what I mean? Like it's like a lot mentally. And then so yeah, he's like having him just go through the motions of this, and then M. Night goes, now do that as fast as you can.
Interesting.
Yeah, because if you think about it, it is kind of a lot of choreography. I don't know, there's something about it, but
it's kind of weird that it took 2 weeks to shoot that, because like it's a really short scene. Unless there was more to it. I feel like there was a deleted scene where like the alien is in the reflection of the knife.
Oh.
Yeah, but it wasn't like CGI that was done. They were testing it. Like you see the alien's face actually.
Gross. It's so much better not seeing it.
Yeah.
It's so much scarier.
It is.
Ugh. Oh my gosh, do you know who was supposed to be in Joaquin Phoenix's role?
Are we circling back to Marvel?
Nice.
What's his name?
Mark Ruffalo.
Which is kind of a weird choice because he's Latino.
Well, anything can happen. But Mark stepped out because he had a benign brain tumor.
Yeah,
which is scary. We're so thankful Mark's okay. And I think Joaquin was like...
He's a good choice.
And such a babe in this.
I was gonna say, I was like, I think I'm having my gay awakening. Because like, why? I don't know if it's like the lip.
What? Oh, the lip, yeah. Gotta think for cleft lips. He's just like...
I just did the Joker laugh.
Oh my god. He's like so young in it.
Yeah, I know.
Like, in real life, I'm like, you aged like 40 years.
Dude.
No offense.
Yeah, what happened?
Aging is fine.
Anyways, Let's talk about that scene where Graham and Meryl are running around the house. Because I loved that scene just because it's like funny and
So
like
good.
fun.
I'm losing my mind.
I'm insane with anger.
So funny.
Yeah. And that's when we get the first initial jump scare is when the alien's like on the roof.
Oh
Good
my
jump
gosh.
scare.
I like couldn't look through windows at night in Minnesota. Yeah, because every fucking roof looks like that.
Oh my God. You know what? I had the same thought because like that stuck to me too in memory, like seeing the alien outside my window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was always like, don't look out the window, don't look out the window. Like no matter, like just tell myself that like at night because
Yeah.
Minnesota just like is like when I stay at my sister's place, I like told her I'm like I get pretty scared at night, and I like don't get scared when I'm going to bed.
Right.
Only like in places where I feel like I'm a little too in the woods. Aliens could be on the neighbor's roof. Do you know why Mel wanted to work with Mel Gibson?
Wait, what? Mel wanted to work with Mel.
No, M.Night, just why he ended up liking that they casted Mel or like wanting to was because he said Mel's the type of guy you believe would protect his family at all costs.
Because of Braveheart.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
He's also, or was that the movie?
What a
though?
Woman Wants or something? Or Women Talking? No, that's a new movie. Oh my gosh.
God.
Well, okay, whatever. But okay,
Yeah.
wait, wasn't he Australian, Mel Gibson? Didn't he used to be Australian? And he like got rid of his accent?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know that he used to look different too.
Yeah.
So maybe he just got,
He's a clone.
is there, he's, what do you call him? Reptile?
Yeah, reptilian.
Yeah. He's Mother Suspiria.
Oh my god. But I think you were gonna say who originally was cast, or who they were talking to before they casted Mel. Another like actor they were considering.
I think it was Clint Eastwood. What?
That's not who I have. I'm just
Oh,
laughing because I have such a different person.
Paul Newman.
No,
No, but Clint Eastwood was.
really.
Yeah, he turned it down though.
He's too old.
Yeah.
Like even back then. No, they had been in talks or had been talking about Johnny Depp.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Nobody move. Voices. Did you hear that? Not English, though. You heard the voices, right, Uncle Merrill?
I heard them, Morgan.
Probably picking up another baby monitor.
That's right.
So Abigail Breslin, so good and so cute.
Mm-hmm.
And like her character, like with the water,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like so funny.
Yeah.
But that being like foreshadowing of what happens in the end, it just like elevates the story and makes her like a purpose because you know this movie is about good miracles.
Yeah.
Basically, she's a miracle.
Yeah.
She's the miracle, and so is Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Because like at the end, he's like talking about how they were born and stuff. Like that was like
Yeah.
so beautiful. And fun fact, those stories are actually based on
M.Night.
M.Night. Yeah. Like his stories about his kids.
When we were watching it last week, though, when he starts, because you know he tells hers first, and it's like it's basically like you smiled and babies aren't supposed to be able to smile. Like,
Yeah.
And then he's like, Morgan, the night you were born, he's just like, yeah, your mom was bleeding out. Like, he just tells this like dark story.
And she just has this like stoned face. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so cute. But yeah, like all of that. And then Rory, he's like really good in this too. I love the scene where there's a couple scenes when they wear the tinfoil hats and they're reading that book.
It's so good.
It's so cute.
M.Night's daughter did the drawings.
For that book?
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't that cute?
That is cute. Oh my God. So when I first saw the movie, I thought that book was real.
Oh.
And I was like, I want to know what that book is because it's like,
Yeah.
it looks interesting. But I mean, obviously I couldn't find the book.
Yeah, right. Yeah, his daughter, Shalika Shyamalan.
She's a filmmaker too.
Is she?
She's an emerging filmmaker.
That's cool. I was watching a thing and like his name is like Munga or Mung or something. And it's something that sounds like Ma, and then his nickname in school was Mango.
Oh.
Eventually he just went by M.
Oh.
So that's why he's called M.Night.
I think it's clever because I thought M stood for mid, like midnight.
Midnight Shyamalan.
Yeah, okay. The tinfoil hat's like so funny.
So funny.
But yeah, that part where Morgan wants to record over like the ballet recital and she's like, my ballet recital. It's like so adorable. Mm-hmm. Like the world is like about to end and all she cares about is like her ballet recital. Yeah,
and it's like, you know, she's like, what was she, 4 when she did a ballet recital? So it's probably just like little kids just kind of like, being cute. Yeah, this time around too, I know, because I was like so much more aware of Graham and his character and his story. I like realized, I'm like, oh, the kids are like mirroring him. Yeah. Because they're very like deadpan. Yeah. Pretty like frozen. And like your kids are mirroring you and like wanna.
They're kind of like robots to each other. I don't know if it was the acting or is it just like everyone's character, because like that veteran, he's very robotic.
The one who's like, oh, why aren't you making millions?
Why aren't you getting your toes licked by beautiful women?
Yeah.
I'm like,
I didn't think he was robotic. You thought he was robotic?
I was like, why is he talking like that? Because it's so weird.
He's talking very like old school radio. Like.
Yeah, it was giving me radio. M.Night was probably just giving him a little feature.
God. Oh yeah, and then so I wrote like the kids are mirroring him as far as like being kind of robotic and like monotone, and like everyone's just kind of like a zombie, like going through the motions. And then like Morgan is like trying to be like the big brother or like the strong one, but like when he finally is like in that weak moment, he's like, I hate you. You let mom die. Like the most like like thing. And like it's like this whole movie they've been such like shells of people, and then it's like, okay, aliens are like gonna come kill you, and they're like the walls come down, like when Mel's crying at the dinner table. Like even the fucking part where M. Night's character is talking to him and he says, I am sorry I made you question your faith, and and Graham he just holds back a cry. And I was like, he should have won a fucking Oscar for this shit. It was like so good. Yeah. Don't you think? What did you think? Like rewatching it, his acting.
Yeah, I mean, I remember him being really good. Like watching it for the first time. This second time, I could feel more for his character just rewatching it. I didn't cry during this movie when I first saw it, but like I kind of got a little teary-eyed when, you know, seeing his like relationship with his children and like his brother, and then like it's like kind of coming all to the end, and like he having to struggle with like faith. He's like so good.
He's so good.
And maybe because he is a Christian.
Yeah, I don't know if he was at the time. Oh. Because he was like, I think he's sort of like a born again. Because like a lot of times when you go into like rehab or like do a program and stuff, you end up like becoming, because it's like kind of part of the steps. Because you need to accept that there's like that like life is out of your control and there's something higher, or it's like in theory it's like good to believe it. Anyway, so that's like a lot of times how people get into it.
Yeah, because he did Passion of the Christ like after that.
Yeah. Have you seen that?
I can't.
You've never seen it?
I've only seen like scenes and like
What?
It's intense.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say it's actually like good.
Oh, okay.
It's actually like a good movie. I never saw Apocalypto either.
Oh, Apocalypto is really good.
I've heard that. I know. I was like telling
because all the indigenous people in there. Like,
yeah, because it's Pompeii, right?
No.
Oh, it's not?
Mayan.
Oh, Mayan. Okay. Do you remember Mel Gibson when he was like drunk and saying like that anti-Semite stuff and like going crazy with the cops? He called the lady. He said, "Come on, pumpkin tits."
Oh my god.
I'm like, pumpkin tits? Like where'd you pull
that
from?
Pumpkin tits. Come on.
Okay, so Yeah, I like that, just how heavy all these things get. That's what I like about using aliens as like this tool, because it is like aliens are going to mean two different, it can mean one thing or the other, bad or good, you know. It would make you question everything. So, and like that having to be like the event that makes these people finally like acknowledge their emotions.
Yeah.
But able to, what the good thing is like they can at least bond in this like experience or whatever. But yeah, when he has the flashback and he's like, you know, the swing away, Meryl, swing away, and him being like, oh, swing. And then he's like doing that, the water.
Yeah.
And then Morgan having his asthma attack protected him.
Yeah. He has that asthma attack and like his lungs are pretty much closed. So when the alien is trying to like poison him with that air, it like doesn't go into him because he can't breathe it.
Yeah.
Which is like one of the miracles.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that until rewatching it. Didn't realize that was like what saved him was the asthma.
You thought it was just like going outside and...
I just thought he was like immune to it.
Oh, okay.
And maybe going outside too. But that scene where like he's having his asthma attack, Mel Gibson is like saying, I hate you.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was talking about God.
Yeah. You
so,
think he
like,
was talking to the kid?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I was like, why do you... Because he says that to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought he was just saying that as like a coping mechanism for this passing or whatever.
Yeah.
But then like I was today years old when I realized that he was talking about God.
That's so funny. But yeah, that's like when we kind of first see him like, okay, so you didn't lose your faith.
Yeah.
You're just mad at God, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't really like it. It's like the one thing I didn't like in the movie, but when Morgan goes, did somebody save me?
Yeah.
I'm like, can you have said anything else?
I mean, blame M.Night.
Yeah,
He's the one that wrote that part.
Did you learn about when they shot the kitchen table scene, the Last Supper scene?
No.
So I guess they had Abigail go first and she like cried. And then yeah, so like she was really crying and then they were all like, whoa. And then it was like, okay, who wants to follow that up? And then Morgan ended up doing it and he was like, he basically said, I think I was only able to cry because Abigail crying was so sad.
Oh.
I know, it was like cute.
I'm a miracle man. Those lights are a miracle. There you go. So which type are you?
Do you feel comforted?
Yeah, I do.
Then what does it matter? I never told you the last words that Colleen said before they let her die. She said, see. And her eyes glazed a bit. And then she said, swing away.
So, do you want to talk about Uncle Merrill?
Uncle Merrill, what up? So he's come back to live there because, like, to help his brother, you know. And Merrill's, like, he was, like, a good baseball player. Or, like, could have maybe had a future with that, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Because it felt wrong not to swing.
Yeah, because, like, he missed that ball.
He had the most strikeouts. So he would bat even at a bad ball because he felt wrong not to swing. And then, you know, when the wife dies, tell Meryl to swing or whatever.
Swing away.
Yeah.
He also has that moment with Graham where he's like...
Oh, yeah. That's like the best scene.
Yeah, it's like a really good monologue.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Graham is talking about, like, miracles, right? Do you believe in miracles or just...
Yeah, are you the type of person that believes in miracles?
Or coincidences, right?
Or, I don't know if... Yeah. What did you have to say about Joaquin Phoenix?
I think he's daddy. And he's really good and funny. Don't think I've seen him in anything else. Well, before seeing Signs. I was like...
Gladiator.
I didn't see Gladiator.
Oh.
I actually saw Gladiator after Signs.
Oh, okay.
So... But yeah, I echo everything that you say. Like, he's phenomenal. Legend. Icon. Daddy. Some things that I liked about the movie was like the aliens, like their ability to be invisible. Like that's really cool. I do like the baby monitor thing. Thought that was like a cool trick, you know. It's really creepy because you hear them talking. Ew! You just did it. Yeah. It's so creepy. I love the score. Is it weird that I like work out to that theme song?
You do not, do you?
Okay, sometimes we'll put it on for fun when I'm on like the elliptical.
That is so funny. I love that. What do you think about?
I think about aliens and being chased by them. I don't like the CGI.
Yeah.
It's like really bad.
I know. I like want them to like spruce it up, but not change it. Just like make it look better.
When they show the alien in its full form, it's like CGI.
It's so good as like a silhouette or a reflection, but like when you just straight on, it's like moving really fake. Yeah, I know but I like the design of it, like the kind of heavy brow, because it makes it look really scary. Yeah. But they are like reptiles.
They have like a tattoo. Did you know? But like, there's a part where they show the alien's back, and like, it looks like a tattoo,
like a tramp stamp.
Yeah, it kind of looks. Oh my god. It looks like a tramp stamp, but they also have like one on their forehead.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like really funny.
Yeah.
And like you can see like Abigail Breslin like screaming in that reflection. It's like,
oh yeah,
that was cool.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to know what M.Night had considered calling the movie?
Oh my god. Okay. Visitors, right?
That was one of them.
Oh, and then the other one is
3 words.
3 words. It's happening again.
No, the alien bulletin.
What?
I think there's probably going to be a bulletin board, and they cut that's what I'm guessing why he was maybe going to call it that. But yeah, eventually went on signs.
I mean, that makes more sense.
Signs, crop circle signs, miracles,
and miracles signs. Love that. It's like an onion.
Oh, I did see like it's Touchstone's highest theatrical release, broke records, 60 million. I mean, that was 20 something years ago.
Yeah. But yeah, my final thoughts about this movie is that I really love this. It is one of my favorite M.Night Shyamalan movies. I reference this movie all the time. Like as a filmmaker, it inspired me. M.Night is one of my like inspirations.
Yeah, I think it's like I said earlier, it's one of my favorite movies. I think it holds up. I think it's watching as an adult and like understanding the whole dynamic of the family and like just being it was so much more than scares.
Yeah.
Watching it as an adult, I think it's brilliant. I think it's like one of the reasons I think M. Night is like such a legend. I'm like thankful for it. It's such a like fun ride. It's so scary. It is like life changing. Like every movie I like is.
I mean, for me, it was like all of the technical stuff too. Like how they did the birthday scene, like that will always stick to me. And I just the way how they built that up, like it's just so well done and it hits. It slaps.
Yeah. I like kind of love the sheriff. She's like
Cherry
so goofy.
Jones.
Yeah.
She's in The Village too.
Yeah. I love her.
Yeah, really good.
And this lady was spitting on everything. Yeah, I really like her. She looks like close of these twins when I was a little kid, and she looks just like their mom, like an older version of their mom.
Aww.
It's a special connection I have with
that character.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's our episode on Signs. I just want to say thank you to all of our listeners who have followed us through this journey.
The journey of the season.
The journey of the season. And we hope you come back to listen to us in our next season.
Yeah, just thank you. It's super fun doing this with you.
Yeah.
I like that we started and ended with alien movies at a hotel. I was gonna say, and all the listeners, and like if there's like honestly any movie you want us to do, like let us know, because we're gonna put together a list. Let us know. Where can we find you, Ricky?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at @somecallme_Ricky. What about you, Brittany?
You can find me at humble_book_reviews on Instagram.
Awesome. Well, that's the end of this episode. If you liked this episode, you can check us out on our Instagram at Paper Screen Podcast.
And with that,
Bye.